Okay. We're going to briefly talk about classroom management. How many of you are new? Like this is your first year? Okay. Okay, good. Okay, good. And then the rest of us, we're refreshing ourselves, which is very important. Oh yeah, welcome. Should we do that? Yay! That is exciting. Okay. So we're going to talk about the importance of classroom management. And if you remember being in school, you probably preferred the teachers who had the classroom under control. They were pleasant and likable, but they didn't let the guy next to you steal your pencil and poke you and talk when he wasn't supposed to, because that becomes frustrating and everybody's experience is diminished. So we want to establish authority, and it really is a biblical model for how we should live our lives. God is the ultimate authority. He has authority over us. He's established authority in several realms of our own life, right? Family, there's an order of authority. Government, we have leaders, local, and we have citizens. We have church leaders and we have members. We have business employers and employees, and in all those scenarios, we expect our leaders to do their job well, to handle discipline problems, to manage the day properly, to keep track. And if they're doing a good job, we enjoy our work. We enjoy our families, right? If they do a poor job, we become frustrated and we start complaining about those leaders and we aren't paying attention to our work. So we need to take the same model in a classroom. When you go in there, you are the authority, whether you're the teaching helper, whether you're doing administration, if you're doing songs, you're an authority for the kids, and you need to make sure that you have their attention and that you are establishing that authority. We're not encouraging you to do that in the authoritarian way that some people might. I told you so. We want to be pleasant and winsome. We want to have a good connection with the kids. In fact, I think that probably the best way for you to establish your authority is have a great connection, an authentic connection to those kids where they come every week and they're excited to see you because they know you care about them. Right? You really care about them. You're going to pray about them. You're going to take the time to listen to them if they need a little extra attention. You know, after school, why don't you stay with me and we'll find out what's bothering you. But you're also going to do them the great favor of not letting them disrupt the class or distract themselves. So having that authority in class is really important. And we have two parts. We have before and after. Before club, we need to be prepared. As soon as you become distracted with finding your verse because you didn't mark it in your Bible, or looking for the figures because you didn't put them in order, or flipping through the songbook, or looking at your phone because you can't remember where you put the song file, your eyes go down and the kids will lose their focus and their attention, and then you've got to do whatever you need to do to get it back again. So nobody's perfect. These things will happen from time to time, but generally you come prepared, keep their attention, and you'll do better. You'll do a lot better. So don't try to get distracted. Pray about it. Make your Good News Club Day a big prayer day. I used to do mine on Tuesdays, and Tuesdays when I went to Good News Club, my friend called it Crazy for Jesus Day because it was just like a crazy day. That seemed to be the day that my car didn't start, that my kids were grumpy, that I had something broke at my house, that everybody was running late, you know. That is always the day when everything kind of goes wrong. So pray about it, because those attacks will come, those frustrations will come, and you need that covering. There's things out of your control. And then in the classroom, you want to create a very welcoming environment. Part of it is get there early as the school allows you to be set up on time. Sometimes you can't do that. We had a classroom, they just did not let us in early enough, so we were always sort of, setting up our easels and putting our things together while the kids are coming in. That's harder, but that's why we have more than one person in a classroom. So if you're setting up your things at the front, communicate to your other teacher or your helper, please greet the kids. Have someone there who is welcoming each child. Let them know we're excited you're there. When they come in, try to say something to them individually. Something about that you're happy to see them there, and try not to make it really about their physical appearance. It's super easy to compliment a girl in her cute little bow or her adorable little dress, but that's not really what we're going for at Good News Club. Compliment their enthusiasm, their timeliness, their great attitude. Oh, last week you answered that question so well. I'm so pleased with that. Give them something that encourages the behavior that you really want to see, okay? So create that welcoming environment. When I was coming on campus, kids on the playground would come over and say, oh, we're glad you're here, I missed you. That's great. I'm excited to see them. I want them to be excited to come to Good News Club. So make it a welcoming, pleasant place. Greet each child individually, and then in the club, establish your up rules. You don't have to use them in the picture or slide form we have, but you need to have some rules for your club. Figure out what's important to you. The Good News Club CEF rules are sit up, look up, listen up, hands up, and zip up. It's easy. And I promise you that your kids will probably start off the year all excited and attentive, and then it'll devolve into something, and then somewhere mid-fall, you're gonna have to do like a, remember kids, there's rules, they get distracted. Or Halloween comes up and they're full of candy, you know. So you're gonna need to reintroduce the rules throughout the year. Don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged. During club, to keep things moving along, keep it interesting. It goes along with the being prepared. When you review the lesson and you're practicing, make sure that you understand what's the main point. What do I want to communicate to the kids? You know, if I was an elementary school student, how would I explain this story? Make sure you've really thought it through and keep it interesting. And teach tracking. This is Marianne pulled out an article, I don't even know how many years ago, and for whatever reason it stuck with me. It's okay, you're gonna benefit the kids by teaching them basic skills about how to be a good student. So every year I tell my kids about tracking, that studies show that kids do better in school when they do certain things. And it's called tracking, so I want everybody to put your eyes on me. Okay, I'm gonna move over here, I wanna see everybody's eyes following me. Oh, that's very good. Okay, and then I'm gonna go over here. We look at the person who's talking, that's tracking. So you just teach them something to remind them that they're gonna do better, and you're gonna do better. They're gonna get more out of it if they pay attention. Don't ignore if they're being distracted, because I promise you that they're distracting someone else. The kid behind them is watching them talk to their neighbor and you not addressing it. You probably need to coordinate with your helper if you're up there teaching that you do or do not want them to come in and speak to the kid who's being a distraction. You can do it however you like. It's hard for you as the teacher to stop, put your attention, you know, Linda, I had to ask you this many times, that you've distracted everybody. Better to have your helper notice it in advance. So helpers, you can't be talking at the back, fiddling with your papers, making noise. It happens all the time. I promise you, you're excited to see each other on your club day, you're catching up. Meanwhile, the teacher's up there desperate going, can you see what's happening? Could you please get the kid to the back of the classroom? You know, quietly go up, talk to the kid, put your hand on their shoulder, something to help them calm down and help your teacher keep going. All right, during club, when you're keeping it interesting, we had a wonderful teacher who talked about emotion, to emote, to give feeling to the stories. Kids don't want to hear you just read it out of a book. They want to picture that story, feel it. So do things to mix it up. Raise your voice.